Yeah, what's up, motherfuckers? What's going on? So, I was at the gas pump today, and dude was like, "Hey, man," and should I let somebody get in here in a minute? All right, there's one motherfucker in here. One's good enough. All right, so today, this dude stopped me at the gas pump and was like, "Hey, man, I just gotta say, man, like I had to rent a car to drive to Texas," and he was like, the only car they had was a Dodge Hemi, and he was like, "Man, I want to buy one of them cars so bad now. It's like I gotta have one." And he was like, he's maybe about probably my age, maybe a little younger, maybe a little older. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I'm 43. So I was like, you know what, bro? I said, I was just driving this car down the street, and there's really not another car that I can think of, just offhand, that I would take over this. There are cars, obviously, that are faster, got more power, look more exotic. You know what I'm saying? But I honestly can't. Like, I'd take a Porsche 911. Like one of the high-end 911s. Like, what else might I even consider? Fuck, man. There are a lot of other ones, you guys, that, there's other shit that I do like, but I'm always gonna have to have a Hemi, man. Like, fuck it. Even if I didn't have a car, I still have to have a Hemi motor in the motherfucking garage, man. That's just how it's gotta be. Like, there ain't really, I've driven a lot of cars. I've maybe had at least 30 cars maybe in my life. This one right here, this is obviously this is one of the newest cars I've ever had, and it's the nicest car. Yeah, it's the nicest car I've ever had. Definitely the most expensive. But I don't have no regrets to it. And I had to sue the dealership. I had to make them replace the fucking motor. I had to fight them for a year and a half. They had to come off $12K. Like, man, they shouldn't have picked me to be that guy that they do damage to your car when you bring it in there, man. Like, they picked the wrong motherfucker. Thought I was just an ignorant motherfucker who didn't really know my shit. Damn, these South Minneapolis streets are tore the fuck up. Just thought I was an ignorant hood motherfucker. Didn't know his shit. They tried to pull some bullshit on me, and they ended up having to pay out. But the sad thing about it is, they didn't pay out. FCA paid out. Chrysler Fiat Association, right? But they didn't do nothing wrong to the car. These are nice cars, you guys, as long as you put all the right shit in them. Right oil filter, right oil, just everything, man. Like, you just got to make sure your shit, even, man, the major shit and the small shit, everything's got to be right, man. And they fucked around and put oil in my car that was supposed to go in a 392 Hellcat, and it ended up blowing my lifters out. And they tried to act like it was just normal. Man, it went down. I showed up at the dealership like 30 some times. My car was in the dealership, was in the shop like 53 days within the first year of buying the car. All on the dealership, all on the mechanic, all on them trying to generate business and causing damage. You guys, this is very true. Dealerships do this shit. Fuck yeah. When I got the car, you guys, I did the first oil change myself, and there was a V6 oil filter on a 345 stage 1 Hemi. I was like, what the fuck? When I confronted them about it, they punched it in the computer and was like, oh yeah, that part did go on there. It's interchangeable. No, it's not, motherfucker. It fits on there and doesn't leak, but it's half the size of the motherfucking high output filter that's supposed to go on it. So out the gate, they sold me a car that was bound to have problems because the maintenance wasn't done properly. This car takes 5W20 conventional, okay? The Hellcats in the 392 motors take OW40 synthetic, full synthetic. So you can't get that wrong. You get it wrong, that motor's done, okay? So they really tried to play me. I got basically all my money back that I paid for the car so far, you know? But I didn't get it back from the bank. Like I said, I got it back from an innocent victim who was just legally obligated because they were the manufacturer. But it was Dodge of Burnsville that chose to destroy my motor and then tried to be like, oh, well, and then FCA was like, well, we're just gonna pay for it to get rebuilt. They rebuilt the motor and it fucking went out again. So you guys, I went through hell with this motherfucking car because I let the wrong people touch it. I don't let nobody touch the car no more. I've done the water pump, I do the thermostat, any fucking thing, I'm doing it. I don't give a fuck, man. Like, I don't warranty, man. My warranty was gone when I sued them. That was part of the agreement, that they didn't have to deal with the car ever again, right? Not like they ever really dealt with it right in the first place. But yeah, that shit's not a myth, you guys. I learned that shit the hard way. I had heard it my whole life. My dad owned a body shop, a body and marine shop. So I had been around cars and boats. So they tried to play the wrong motherfucker. And the situation got so bad, man, that I had to damn near make a borderline criminal terroristic threat. I didn't, but it was borderline. I didn't, but he knew what I was saying, man. He knew it. I sat down and I told him, I said, look, man, I'm not just some silver spoon motherfucker whose daddy bought him this car. I just got out of prison a few years back and I just got shot a couple of months ago. Before I fail in this world and at this game and lose my car, I'm blowing my head off. Okay? If I fail, I'm doming myself and I'm sitting in his office telling him this face to face. The owner of the whole dealership, right? And he's starting to understand exactly where this is going, but he don't bitch up and try and like turn it into something. But he knew, and he better have known, that before I noodle myself, guess who's going with me? Okay? So, I'm not gonna play that game. You feel me? Now, my temper's so horrible, and I have such ill sight problems, I can't even be around guns, you guys. I'm a felon, but that's not why I'm gonna tell you I can't be around guns. It's because I'll snap. I'll snap. It just ain't worth it, man. It just ain't worth it. It's hard enough for me to control my hands and sharp objects. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything past that, and now it's not even fair. Now you don't stand any chance at all. Like, I've always considered shooting somebody the most unfair shit in the world if they're not armed. Shooting somebody, I'm not gonna say it's pussy. I'm not gonna say it's hard. I'm not gonna say, what I'm gonna say is It's the most unfair shit you can do to somebody unless they're trying to bust you down also. You know, like, it's so unfair. You're hitting them with like over 1,000 pounds of pressure. It turns a little runt pussy cocksucking faggot punk into a stone killer. Okay? And that don't mean they are. So, I don't know, man. Just from my experiences being shot and being in the game and going through shit like that, I just think, I'm not going to say it's pussy. I'm not going to say it's her. I'm just going to say it's unfair as a motherfucker. It's unfair. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, oh, I'm tough as a motherfucker. You just hit somebody with a machine that hits with over 1,000 pounds of pressure. It's going to break any bone in their body and go through their skull 9 times out of 10 if it's of any large caliber. So, how tough are you? How tough are you? You know what I'm saying? So, that shit there, man. Sometimes I jump subjects, you guys. I don't even know how we ended up there, man, but I'm talking about the Hemi motor right now, okay? So, the Hemi, though, that shit is to die for, man. Like, and dude was like, you know what? Back to the gas pump, right? Because that's what this was all about. So dude was like, you know what, man? He was like, my dad caught COVID and he's on a ventilator and he's barely making it. And you're right. If you want to do something, like, and you want something, like, you got to get it. Go for it. Have it. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit could be gone tomorrow, man. Like, you got to go for what you know. You got to. I have my days, you guys, where I feel like giving up. All the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have my days where I'll never go back to being like a piece of shit drug addict. But I have my days where I wish that was the answer. I wish there was a drug or some chemical that would make this all stop. But I know there's not, because I've already tried it so many times in life. I know there's no way out as far as like a pill, a chemical, nothing's gonna, it'll numb this shit for an hour or two and cost you 30, 40, 50 bucks, whatever it's gonna cost you, whatever your fucking habit's gonna cost you, it's not gonna be worth the time that it lasts. Then when it's gone, you're gonna go through probably so much misery if you're fucking with hard drugs, as far as fiending for more, mentally, physically, all that bullshit. There's really no way out, you guys. You know? There's no way out. Like, I'm prescribed THC through the state of Minnesota, but that's not the answer either. Because all that shit is expensive, you guys. So as you're trying to escape, all we're trying to do, you guys, is we're trying to freeze time. It's time that we all hate, you guys. It's time. That's what they give you when you go to jail, is time. That's what you have to do at your job, is time. Everything's time. Everything's waiting. That's what we can't stand, is time. It's moving constantly. It will not stop. It won't stop. You can speed it up. You can slow it down. Sometimes it'll even overlap itself. And that's what I consider like deja vu, the experience of deja vu to be, is time like overlapping itself, but it will not stop. It's always moving. You're always aging. We were dying from the day that we were born. We had to accept this fact. Our parents didn't want us to think about it. But from the time that we were brought here, we age. We age. Our hair falls out. we start getting out of shape. There's just all these undesired effects of traveling this planet. There really aren't that many desired effects. I understand why people want to tweak reality, but I don't, man. Fuck tweaking reality, man. Like, you're just better off to take it head on as often as you can, man. Running devices and shit like that, you guys, it'll be the death of you, and it'll be the death of your pockets. You know? And it's like, I don't really have, like, sometimes I'll drink like one beer. Two, I won't do it. Like, if I have to buy a 22 ounce of beer, I probably won't buy it. If I can just get like a can or a bottle of beer, and I don't drink really ever at all, but just on like here and there. In the past, yes, I've abused all type of shit. That's how I know. That's how I got this information. Now, I've been to treatment multiple times. I've been to treatment when I didn't even need to go to treatment, as just like a way out of manipulating the system, right? But in reality, you guys, they're manipulating us. And what I've realized is treatment was never truly about getting people sober. It was about extracting our experiences. It was extracting the data out of us willingly. Like, some of the most honest shit I ever heard people say and do was in treatment. Some of the most powerful shit that I've heard came from people when they were being totally honest with themselves. You know? And what I realized, that they weren't trying to help us be sober. They were trying to extract everything, all this data out of us so they could use it against us. And honestly, somebody else wanted that data, and it wasn't just the judge, you guys. It wasn't just probation. It was like pharmaceutical companies, right? It was all these kind of people that are now mimicking all these drugs, that these illegal street drugs are now, you can all basically get them in a bottle, you guys. You can get a prescription for a drug that's gonna basically mimic heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, fuck all that shit, you guys. There's a legal drug for that shit. And where the fuck do you think that these drug companies went to get their data to make their drugs addictive, and how to get them to be addictive, and how a chemically dependent mind works is worth billions of dollars if you can figure it out. Whether you use it to sell drugs or to stay sober, or you're a treatment counselor or this or that. I learned a lot of my crooked ways, how to manipulate people in the streets from being in treatment at a young age. I learned how to be extremely manipulative, and I learned about the chemically dependent mind at a young age. And I'm gonna tell you guys, this is how it went. I used to smoke all my weed up all the time, and I didn't understand that everybody else that smoked weed was thinking the same exact way. I thought my thought pattern was unique. Stupid me, okay? So once I realized that there's a million or a billion other motherfuckers thinking degenerate like myself in a way about this one product, all I realized at that point is all I gotta do is stall them out, dog. Because they're thinking just like me. So I gotta stall them out, and they'll be back. They'll be back before I smoke all my shit if I play it right. I learned that from going to treatment at the age of 15 and being around all kinds of hardcore addicts. I just smoked weed and beat people up and shit like that when I didn't have no weed and didn't have no means of getting any more. I would resort to violence and strong-arming people, but I was actually smarter than that. But I was only made smarter than that by going to treatment. It made me a good drug dealer. Okay? Never kept me sober. Ever. So what I've realized is after all this time, you guys, is as you go through treatment, they know you're like 97% of the time gonna die in this lifestyle. They don't give a fuck about you. It's a money maker. And then they extract the data out of your fucking brain because you're so fucking honest with them. Because you really want help. You really want out. So you're honest. You give them everything you got. And they take it and they go sell it to somebody else to be used against you on a later date and to be used against people like you on a later date to make drugs to sell to you that are now legal. Now, do I have documentation of this? Fuck no, I don't. But I know that the data that they collect throughout all these hours of treatment, all these stories, all this shit that comes out, you guys, man, that shit is so valuable. It's worth billions of dollars to be able to control a chemically dependent mind. It's worth a lot of money, you guys. Okay? It's worth nothing to me now. Nothing. I don't want you guys to take this shit and to go and use it in that way. But just know that all this shit, and the biggest thing in treatment is they always want you to be accountable for your actions, right? They always want you to be accountable for your actions. But when conversations would get to certain levels of conspiracy or else like secret societies and things like that, the treatment director would be, you can't talk like, you can't say that in here, man. Like, whoa, like, so it was back during these times is that I had this huge revelation that the world is controlled by certain groups and certain organizations and certain societies, and they will never take the blame ever for their actions. They're gonna dump them on us and make us take the blame for every fucking problem in the world. Every fucking problem in the world we're gonna be accountable for, but they're never gonna be accountable for shit. So when these kind of conversations would spark up, they would immediately be shut down by the treatment director and the treatment counselor. And it got to a point where I was kicked out of treatment and faced the 5 years in prison that was hanging over my head, because I started to figure out that they were part of the same group. They were part of the same society that I was bashing. I didn't understand it. And they would just shut me the fuck up. The treatment directors, here's the kicker. They were both ex-drug addicts, hardcore Chicago criminals. Goons, stick-up guys, crackheads. And I used to think, how the fuck did they give you guys some power? And this, how did you gain their trust of the system? And it never made sense to me. And I'm like, damn, by the end of it, when it all unraveled, you guys, it came out that the treatment directors were both Freemasons. And I was talking shit about their organization the whole time, and they gave me the smoke. But I gave it back to him, though. He tried to fucking throw me to the wolves, man. And I handed him I gave him his fucking hat back, man. I'll talk about that another time, you guys. But think twice before you blame yourself for every motherfucking problem in the world, okay? And goddamn it, go get you a motherfucking Hemi. Go get you a motherfucker. Don't get a V6. Don't get a 4-back. Make sure it's a motherfucking Hemi. Okay? Go get you a motherfucking Dodge Hemi, man, and you tell me that you don't love this motherfucking car and this motherfucking engine, you guys. But yeah, man, you got to go for what you know out here, you guys, and don't let another motherfucker tell you what you are and what you're gonna be. And yeah, we are responsible for our actions, you guys, but you better motherfucking know we're put in these situations by people that we'll never see or probably get to confront. You know, this shit is created. It's orchestrated. It's manifested. This shit does not just randomly happen, you guys. It just doesn't, the world just don't work like that. It's a lot more controlled than we'll ever know in a physical form, you know? But I got to go get something to eat, you guys. But, yeah, I love the Hemi, man. And you just got to have what you want in life, man. If you want some shit, you guys, go get it. I got out of prison with $100 fucking in 2014. Basically 2015, I had $100 to my name, man. And it was a tough motherfucking grind. A tough grind. You better believe it. You know? You better fucking believe it, man. I've been shot behind this. I've been all type of shit behind this, man. But don't be a bitch, man. Boss up and go for what you know, you guys. Like don't. A lot of people talk shit about Wes Watson, but the one thing I like about that dude, even though I know he be fucking up on some shit, you guys, but I like his mentality about holding yourself accountable and calling yourself a bitch when you're being a bitch, man. You gotta do that shit, man. You gotta hold yourself accountable, man. You got to, man. Yes, the world's full of shit, 100%. Yes, the powers that be are even more full of shit. Yeah, it's all bullshit, you guys. But you still, if you let that shit just drag you down like I let it sometimes drag me down, you won't make it nowhere. You'll just get drugged down, man. Because that is a reality. You know, these things that we get depressed about, they are realities, man. These things that are happening, yes, they are happening. You know? And it's like, man, people should be losing their minds these days, you guys. I'm just not going to be the one that does. But I don't blame nobody for losing their motherfucking shit. I don't, man, but there's just like better. If life was just a bullshit waste and like really ain't about shit, then I might as well like get the best out of it that I can, man. If this is all there is, man, then fuck, man. I better try and enjoy it the best I can, man, because I know it only gets worse. I'm out.